Hi guys, it's Miss Sarah from the West Bank Boys and Girls Club, and we're going to do another reading this week. And today it is a book called Last to Finish, a story about the smartest boy in math class. So let's get started. I always thought that math was going to be my thing. My dad is an engineer, and he always says that math is the key to success. It is just my luck that the door to success is locked with the math key. I'm Max Leonardhard, and I'm a third grader at Perryville Elementary School. This year has been a bit tough for me because it's the first time I ever felt like I was completely terrible at something, and that doesn't feel so good. The problem started when Miss Topol, our teacher, started using a timer to test us with our multiplication facts. If I take my time, I can get every one of my math facts without any problem at all. The problem comes when I have to finish them in record time, like a sprinter running towards the finish line, hoping to break the world record. The timer works just fine for some kids, like David Peterson. He likes to be the first to finish everything. It doesn't work for me. As soon as Miss Topol starts the timer, my heart begins to pound, my hands begin to sweat, and then the worst thing happens. My mind freezes. It happened again today. One by one, my classmates finished their math facts. I knew the answers last night when I did my practice test, but they disappeared today. All I could think about was the terrible timer ticking that terrible tick, tick, tick. What happened? Are math facts erased from my mind while I sleep? Why does 2 times 3 suddenly look like an alien message that only scientists can decipher? Time's up, Miss Topol announced. I was the last one to hand in my paper, and I still had 20 problems to go. Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, David Peterson whispered, Max, last in math. In the lunchroom after math class during physical education and art, David continued to tease me. He would not stop. Does embarrassing me make David Peterson feel important for some reason? The chanting started up again during recess, as I knew it would. The chanting was so loud, even the preschool class could hear it. They thought it was okay to chant along. Max, last in math. After school, I went straight home to do my homework, and the day got even worse. I couldn't find my math folder. I emptied my backpack to search for it, which wasn't such a bad idea. I needed to get rid of a few things. Mom, I can't find my math folder, I admitted. It was a little embarrassing. Max, you're going to have to be more responsible with your schoolwork, especially your math materials, she replied. Sometimes I get the feeling that my mom and dad are disappointed in me. I know they love me, but I want them to be proud of me too. Maybe I'm just disappointed in myself. Timed math facts have ruined everything. Max, Miss Topol, and Mr. Singleton have asked us to attend a meeting. They want us to discuss your math performance. I'm sure that everything will be fine. Remember, Max, your dad and I are proud of your hard work. You may just need to work a little harder, my mom said with a smile. My parents have been encouraging about the conference, but I was nervous when it was time to meet a few days later. I expected Mrs. Topol and Mr. Singleton to tell my parents I was the worst math student they'd ever taught at Perryville Elementary. The fateful day arrived. Mr. Leonard and Mr. and Mrs. Leonard, thank you for coming to take time to meet with us today, Mr. Singleton said with a serious voice. About 2 weeks ago, I found Max's math folder in the hallway. I didn't return it because I was very surprised by the math exercises Max has been working on, he added. We thought that it was important we discuss Max's math ability with you, Miss Topol said. Math ability? I thought, what math ability? I'm always last to finish my math facts. I guess it's the lack of ability we'll be discussing. I knew the conference wouldn't be good. How long has Max been practicing algebra? Mr. Singleton asked. Algebra? There must be a mistake, my dad said. Max is only in 3rd grade. My mom looked confused. Max, what is Mr. Singleton talking about? Algebra is something I do for fun. It's like a puzzle. I finished my older brother Eric's pre-algebra book last year, so sometimes I borrow his algebra book if he isn't using it, of course, I said. All this time, we've been concerned about Max's math performance. He hasn't struggled with memorizing multiplication facts all year, my dad said. Max is the type of math student who understands how numbers work. He may not be the type of student who learns memorization. Some people are great at memorizing all sorts of information, while others are great at understanding information. If I could choose between the two, I would rather have students understand mathematics, Mr. Singleton said. Does that mean that Max will move ahead to algebra? My dad asked. We will need to be sure that Max has a complete understanding of math concepts leading up to algebra. Max will spend some of his time with the algebra class so he can build on what he's mastered, said Mr. Singleton. I would also like him to join our math team. He would make an excellent addition. Me? On the math team? That's the strangest thing I've heard, I said. Not really, Max. You seem to be an algebra whiz. Let's give it a try, my dad added quite proudly. Maybe I'll give it a try, but only under one condition. No timer. All right, guys, that's the end of the book. I really enjoyed this one because Max thought he was terrible at something, but it turns out he's really pretty great. It's just some things might not work for him that work for other students. So I want you to make sure that when you kind of feel overwhelmed or think you might not be great at something, it's just your brain working a little bit differently than others around you. So make sure you take the time and see what you're really good at and don't get discouraged. There might just be something else about it you might not understand. So until next time,